Well, somebody said what? There was a parade going on. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. There's a parade happening right now? What do you mean? Why didn't you guys get a float of me? No, I mean, that's really what should be happening right now, right? I mean, there should be a float. I mean, a Sam Newsman float. Why wouldn't there be a Sam Newsman float? That's really what I want to know. Why? That's right. Well, I guess, yeah, well, listen, I don't want to have a float that all of a sudden it catches my leg on a lamppost. And then the next thing you know that my balloon's deflated. That's happened here in Richmond. If you guys, do you remember that? That happened in Richmond? It's happened in the Macy's Day Parade too as well. You remember, I think it was the famous one at Barney. You remember when the Barney balloon like blew up in front of a bunch of kids in the Macy's parade? It was like, oh my God, Barney is exploded. Ah! So I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen at all. But I'm still trying to wonder, like, well, where's my float? I mean, well, not, maybe I should just have like one of those those ones that are on like the back of a pickup truck. The big flatbed floats. Maybe that's what I should have, and just a big mannequin of me waving. Well, and then I would be on the float too, though, right? Well, of course I'd be on the float, and that was. I mean, well, listen, I don't. I am by no means anyway upset that I'm not in the parade today. Why? Because it's freezing cold outside. I mean, where did the cold? What's really bad is over the last couple of weeks here, at least in Richmond, you know what's happened? Well, it's been like 60, 70 degrees. Everything's nice. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, whoa, time to layer up. Time to layer up. Absolutely crazy. What's going on out there? Hopefully, you guys are all bundled up. Shout out to a couple of people in the chat. Anime statue figure collector. I got, is that Earl? Earl, it looks like. Skydro Walker, save 15% when you use the code Skydro at extremesets.com. Kato's collection. Kato's going to be with us in about an hour. An hour from now, Kato will be joining us, and we'll be having an update on the collection toys, sassafras toy situation. Some really good news, by the way, of what's happening down there in terms of what's going on. But shout out a couple other people in the chat. Shout out to Laser Pants as well. That's Pacific Northwest, by the way. Right. So you know what that means. It's early. It's like 7 o'clock over there. So shout out a couple of other people I know in the Pacific Northwest that also listen to the show. So I'm always honored to know that this show is going coast to coast and around the world. We do have some listeners where in Europe. There's some over in Europe and Australia, all over the place. But thanks everyone, of course, for joining in to the show. Now, let everybody know that we are broadcasting here multiple different ways. But the one thing I do want to mention right now that it is a radio show. Yes, that's a real radio microphone over my shoulder. WDCE 90.1 FM is the radio station. Now, you might be saying, well, Sam, I'm not local to you, so how do I listen? Well, that's a great question. What you do is you download the Live 365 app. Download the Live 365 app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the show there. Go to WDCE.org, WDCE.net. That's another one, right? I mean, you can listen to us there, right? Okay, so, but I do have, of course, the Sam Cams up. And the reason why, hold on real quick. Before we get to the Sam Cams, the reason why I tell you about the radio stuff is because we have the professor coming on here at about 10:30. Going to be going over some Christmas jams that he sent over. And, of course, here's the thing. I'm going to hold off on the whole Christmas Carol stuff. Now, I did get that four-armed creature from the Four Horsemen. Oh, I'm sorry. The Ghost of Christmas, the Ghost of Christmas Past. My apology. No, I mean, it's got 4 arms, looking like Shiva or something, like, some kind of. Why? Listen, I know that's what Charles Dickens wrote, and blah, 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 blah. But it looks really weird. I mean, it does. I'm sorry. 4 arms just really creeps me out. I two arms coming at me sometimes. Hey, listen. Listen. There's only one hand to. Okay, listen. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. No, but one of the things is that we do play cartoon songs and Muppet songs and all of that. You can't hear that if you're just watching us on the screen. You can't hear any of those things. And the only way you can hear those is going to WDCE.org, WDCE.net, or downloading the Live 365 app and searching WDCE. Shout out to Profit Director as well. Uh, but you have three hands, is what Cato says. Only in my mind. Only in my mind. I feel like that I have 500 by the way that what I have to sit here and do. I got a whole crew over there behind the glass pushing buttons, and I'm still stuck over here having to push more buttons myself. I mean, what is that? I mean, come on. I'm supposed to not have to do anything. I'm supposed to sit here on the other side of the glass and just sip tea while the whole crew just does all the work for me, right? I mean, because that's what it is. I mean, as the show host, I should just be having my feet kicked up in the air, some Bailey's in my coffee, and a whole crew just slaving away. Because that's the way how it is, at least in media. At least the way that's how it was. I'm going to change that game in the future as well. Okay, so the Sam Cams. The Sam Cams at Sam Newsman all over social media. At Sam Newsman all over social media. Where you can find me. That is Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram. The Instagram cam over here. Shout out to Sergeant Schultz over there. See that you're just coming in. And so we have. So what is that? That's four different ways you can watch us. Now it is a supplement, not a substitute, like I always say. Remember, the radio first, and of course, but you might be sitting there listening to me on the radio, and you know what happens. You're listening to me on the radio. You're driving around. You're going to go pick up Christmas presents and do all this shopping. And as you're listening to me in the car, and you're like, man, that is a beautiful puppet voice. I wish I could see that beautiful puppet face. At Sam Newsman. Slow down. At Sam Newsman. You'll be able to find me there. And you'll be able to see my beautiful puppet face that goes along with this glorious, beautiful puppet voice. Shout out to Ash Bailey, I see, coming in, Mud Scuffer as well. Like I said, there's a lot of people joining in, and it has been, like I said, a very, very interesting week. I mean, have you ever heard of something called a preemptive pardon? What the heck is a preemptive pardon? So now, so listen, last week, no, it's not even last week. Can I just tell you, over the last 6 months or so, I've heard nothing but that old Uncle Joe wasn't going to pardon his son. And you know what I heard for months and months and months? I heard this, that nobody is above the law. That was right. Yeah, nobody's above the law. And Uncle Joe just kept saying all the time, hey, you know what? I'm not going to pardon my son. His, what is it? His press secretary, whatever her name is, K what? KY? No, KY, no, KJP. I'm sorry. Okay, that's what KY is. KY, no, KJP. All right, right. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. I mean, that's what they said. They said over and over and over again that they weren't going to sit there. And you know what? They had the gall to sit there and say, "Oh, the reason why we pardon them is because why?" I'll tell you why. This is ridiculous. They said is because things have gotten too political. Listen, he admitted to the gun deal, the gun thing. What are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, there's this mom, I think, down in Norfolk, same type of charge. How long she's gonna have to serve? I think 18 months, I believe, or 2 years, or something like that. She got a plea deal. Do you think Dunner's gonna go to jail? Oh no, no, no. You know why? It's because he gets a blanket pardon. And here's the real crazy thing about the blanket pardon. Hold on, if we even sit there and go there, what were you doing in 2014? I mean, I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, I do, but it was classified. But no, listen, I'm telling you right now, what were you doing in 2014? And here's my question. I'm sure that if you did anything questionable, wouldn't you like to have somebody just say, hey, you know what, forget everything that you might have been involved with for the last 10 years and it's gonna, it's all gonna be, just throw it out, and yeah, don't worry about that anymore. What? 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 Wait, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa, whoa. Wait, come on now. Are you telling? Listen, not only, not only did he get off scot free. Phrase that. I mean, they got off scot free. He got off in other ways, but that's on the laptop. No, listen, I'm telling you what. He's getting off scot free. He's getting off scot free, but he's having a blanket pardon for the last 10 years in case anything else comes up. So that means if something else comes up, he doesn't have to be responsible. What? Hold on, wait a minute. What type of justice system is this? This is absolutely insane. My mind is going bananas right now, just trying to, conceptualize. I thought that nobody was above the law, you know? And then now you're telling me that, well, a president's son's not only above the law, but everything that he's done in the last 10 years is wiped clean? Wait, hold on, man. Wait a cotton picking minute. This absolutely is ridiculous. I mean, talk about Merry Christmas. You know the reason why he sat there and did it on December the 1st? He did it last Sunday, but today's the 7th. You know the reason why he did it last Sunday is because he knew that you would forget about it by the time you had to sit there and go and get all of your Christmas presents and shopping, and you'd be forgetting all about it. I'd say you'd be forgetting all about it, but here, did you see what happened this week? They're talking about preemptive pardons for other people. Hold on, what the heck is a preemptive pardon? I'm trying to hold on. I'm still trying to figure out the no one is above the law nonsense. And now you're sitting there telling me that there's going to be some other people that are get preemptive pardons? Like who? Fauci? No. Oh my God. Next thing, Cheney? Hold on. What are these people doing? What's going on? Next thing you're going to tell me is that Diddy's going to get a pardon, Ghislaine Maxwell's going to get a pardon, and Epstein did kill himself. I mean, wait, yeah. No. Listen, I'm telling you what right now, ladies and gentlemen, this absolutely just stinks. And it stinks. It disrupts everything. People say, oh, well, let's just forget about it and enjoy the Christmas holidays. No, because here's the deal. People are getting away with stuff and people get blanket pardons and all. What is going on here? What is going on? And you're supposed to be distracted by Christmas, right? And it's like, oh, well, Christmas, and hey, Christmas. And oh, by the way, and all the criminals in D.C. are getting off scot-free. And listen, all the criminals that are stealing your money and insurances are getting shot in the middle of the street, in the middle of the sidewalk in New York. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, absolutely insane. And people says, "Oh well, I'm surprised he didn't have security." Listen, I am surprised this has not happened before then. And I'm not sitting there rooting for violence. You shouldn't even kill it. No, listen, you know what? Be nice to people, Mister Rogers type of stuff. Kindness. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. But I'm telling you what, when you sit there and you're a CEO of a company and your company is the one that is denying people after they're spending $1,000. So think about this for a moment. You spend thousands of dollars for health insurance. And then all of a sudden you get a procedure. That procedure is done thinking that it's going to be covered by your insurance. And then all of a sudden the insurance comes back and says, nope, sorry, we're not going to do it. What the heck am I paying you thousands of dollars for in the first place? And so here's the deal. This CEO was the guy who was in charge of the division that was getting all the all the kickbacks from that. Yeah, he was going to be he's going to be investigated by the Department of Justice and all that too. Oh my gosh. People say, and it's crazy. I sit there and see people say, online, it's like, oh my God, the guy killed him as a freedom fighter. No, he's not a freedom fighter. He's a criminal because he killed somebody. Nobody's sitting there saying that he's a good guy. He's not. They need to find him for Pete's sake. But it shouldn't surprise you, though. It shouldn't surprise you. And the reason why it shouldn't surprise you is because as soon as it happened, all of the leadership pages on all of the other insurance companies, they took off their leadership pages. Now, of course, you can still find who they are because all that's public record. But I'm pretty sure they're trying to do their best to scrub it all off the internet. So you don't know who is actually taking your money and then denying you for an insurance claim. because that's what this guy was. He was that guy. Doesn't surprise me. It's a surprise it took this long for it to happen to begin with. But you know what? This is what happens when greed sets in. It's greed, and it's more greed. There's two types of greed. There's the greed in the world when it comes to what they were doing on Epstein Island in a Diddy party. And then there's the greed of economics and money. The reason why you're getting all these blanket pardons is because why? There's all this money laundering and money connection stuff. Follow the money. Well, they know that you can follow the money, and eventually everybody will follow the money, but they're just trying to get blanket pardons out of the gate so that way they don't have to worry about the money. All the money that they laundered, all your tax dollars that they laundered over to Ukraine, all those tax dollars that they laundered when they were doing support in Haiti, all of the, listen, all over the place. Your tax dollars got taken and laundered all over the place. And here's what's going to happen. All the people that did that, they're going to get preemptive blanket pardons, and they're going to be sitting on a beach somewhere as you think that the economy's going to get better. Oh, my God. Oh, Prophet says the left hates Mr. Rogers. Now, listen, I have a couple of Mr. Rogers songs that I'm going to be playing at the top of next hour. We're going to be talking to Cato. We're going to be talking to Cato about toys and Christmas and the holiday season. So, of course, what better way to do that than, of course, have a couple of Mr. Rogers songs thrown in the mix during the top of next hour. So we are going to do that, celebrating Mr. Rogers here today, while we also celebrate that, that Christmas is coming. There's a lot of kids out there who are not going to have anything for Christmas. Now, I see toy drives all over the place. But do you remember do you remember the kids down in North Carolina in the hurricane? No, you don't. You know the reason why you don't is because the media stopped talking about them too. But thank God for Cato and Sassafras and everyone who has helped donated. We'll talk about all of that at the top of next hour. Now, let me see here. A couple of other things. Now, I have to apologize to the professor because I thought that we had more stuff coming in, but it looks like that we don't. So I'm going to tell the professor to give me a call here in just a moment. But I do have a song I want to play before we get that started. I do have a little jingle here that I'm going to jam with. But before we get to that little jingle jam, shout out, of course, to Corey in the chat. See you just joining in right there. Want to wish everyone a happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas. And make sure that you're listening to us on WDCE 90.1 FM. Download the Live 365 app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the songs coming up here in just a few moments. And my chat with Professor Deep Cut Dave here, that is only radio-only segment. Right, radio-only segment. Why? Well, it's because got a lot of stuff going on. Got a lot of stuff going on here. And, well, it is a radio show first. Pure and simple. So tell everybody that we're going to be back. The Sam Cams will be back live around 11:11-ish with Cato, talking about the toy drive. And like I said, we'll be back in just a few moments for a radio-only segment with Professor Deep Cut Dave. Here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning. Hosted by me, a real media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.